everybody. Welcome to Reality Football. This is week 14. I am one of your hosts, Keith Porterhouse Porter. Along with me, my dear friends and co-host, Brian Fish Fisher and Michael Skinbone Skinner. What's happening, fellas?
Hey, happy week 14.
All right. Well, it's good to be together again. Of course, for all of you who are new to the show, we are three friends from high school who started this last year as a way, one, to spend some time together after the years have gone by, but two, to do a football show our way. No politics, no kissing any butt over here, and we just call it like we see them. And it's good to have you guys. Fish?
Yeah, no reality, no fantasy football stats and stuff like that here. I mean, we talk the games from a fan's perspective and a friend's perspective, and we probably have more fun making fun of each other than anything else. So, welcome if it's the first time you listen to us, and if it's the first time you listen to us, thank you. You might
Yes.
be hearing us on WMVU.org Monday nights, 7 to 8 p.m. Eastern. You might be hearing us on podcasts on your favorite podcast platforms, or you might be watching us on Facebook or YouTube. So, if you do like our stuff, if you're on podcast, give us a subscribe, give us a rating and review if you don't mind. If you're listening to us on the radio, tell a friend. If you're watching us on Facebook, give us a subscribe and a follow, a like and a follow, I should say, or a subscribe on YouTube. And like I said, if you like our stuff, we appreciate it. Tell a friend and let them join in on the ridiculousness here. So, welcome. So, a lot of exciting games today. The season's wrapping up here. Skinner, what how the games look today?
Yeah. Hey, well, one thing we would be remiss not to mention our fourth friend of the
Yes,
group.
yes.
We're thinking
Absolutely.
about him, Coach John Cooper. He had to step aside for family obligations for the rest of the season. We do miss him, but as they always say, the show must go on. To Coop and Mrs. Coop, we love you, miss you, and wish
I
you
was
luck.
going to say there was a fourth musketeer, but it'd be more fitting to say there is a fourth stooge. So,
Fourth Stooge, there you
yeah,
go.
he's
So,
just not here.
fellas, is the Cam Newton experience over?
Buddy,
Hmm.
New England
absolutely. Absolutely,
losing
it's over.
to Los Angeles 24-3 on Thursday.
Without
That was
question, it's over.
Yeah.
yeah.
What does Belichick have to gain right now? He can keep saying that's our quarterback, but he's too smart. You have nothing to gain by keeping him in there. What you need to do is assess what you have instead of so that you can know what you're going to do in the offseason. So
Yep.
it'd be
Well,
crazy for it not to be over with, Fish.
yeah, we'll see him the rest of the year. Stedham, like you said,
Yeah.
you just have to. I mean, Cam Newton, he'll sign on somewhere else next year, but more of a maybe backup,
Yeah.
mentor type role, or maybe occasional wildcat type thing or something like that. But yeah, I think his days as a starter, unfortunately, seem to be done.
Yeah. I agree with you. LA just looks like LA Rams. They're
Hmm.
methodical. They remind me a lot of Buffalo. They play good defense. They play not flashy offense, but they put points on the board when they need to. They're going to be there in the end, like they
I,
have been.
I,
So,
They
I
got a run
really got
game.
I got to take my hats off to them because here's a team that after their Super Bowl run seemed to take
Hmm.
a step backwards. Of course, they had some injuries. They got rid of their number one player and Todd Gurley.
Yep.
they did.
And that took a lot of guts and courage to do that. They got a heck of a running game right now on rookie contracts, and they are back in the fold, looking good as ever. Really, really impressed with the Rams.
Their defense is what turned them around, I think.
Absolutely. Well, yeah, I heard they
Yeah.
got a couple good players.
Yeah. Snoozer game, Chicago over Houston, 36-7. Not really much to talk about there.
Whoa, ho,
Well,
ho, 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 ho,
I thought you were going to do that.
ho. Yes, there is something to talk about there. I tell you what, I'll save that for another segment. Go ahead, bud.
Okay. Kansas City, Miami gave them a run, 33-27 KC. down in Miami, but that game was close pretty much the entire way.
3 picks today
Mhm.
for the
And
great.
Miami,
Patrick
3
Mahomes.
picks, only had 3 points off of those 3 picks. That's why
Yeah.
they lost that game today.
That's right.
Yeah. But Pat Mahomes hadn't thrown 3 picks in the season, let alone in the game. And
Yeah.
I tell you what, the hypocrisy drives me crazy. If this would have been Pittsburgh, it would have been by Steelers barely squeaked past Miami. But Kansas City does this like Kansas City marches on or whatever. But it was a good game. The Dolphins are really, really coming up though.
Yep. Tua, I didn't see what his stats were, but
His first 300-yard passing game today, Tua.
Okay,
312
so-
yards, 2 touchdowns.
so he played
Yep.
well today. But yeah,
Yep.
I mean, if you don't score but 3 points off of 3 picks inside your own 50, you can't win a game, and that's what happened today.
No.
Yeah, Chiefs. That's 10 consecutive road victories for the Chiefs. That's their longest in their franchise history. They've also never been 12-1 in their history as well. And then I think that's 5 consecutive years they've wrapped up that division, which is also a record, tied for a record in that division over the years.
Yeah. And a couple of those years belong to Alex Smith. So
Right.
Yeah,
Right.
that's
Pretty remarkable what's going on in KC. We made comment, or someone made comment earlier that the AFC runs through possibly Cleveland this year, but the more that the season has gone on, the more and more it's going through Kansas City.
Who told you
I'm
that?
not saying me. I'm
Come
just
on,
saying
man.
I've heard that out there. They say with the Cleveland's running game,
Stop. Don't even try to sneak that in there.
Anyways,
Ain't nobody
Denver
saying that.
over Carolina 32-27.
You know what? I love Teddy B. He's just not getting it done, man. There's not enough sizzle on the steak. You know what I'm saying? He's playing pedestrian quarterback, but it's just not enough juice.
There is no seasoning on the steak that's on the grill with him. I didn't think there was a snowball's chance in hell they were losing to Denver today, but they did.
Yeah. Locke had a great game. 280 yards, 4 touchdowns. I mean, I think has he pretty much, shown the fact that he deserves to be their starting quarterback for a while. Is he their solution for a while there, Drew Lock?
I think so. And I got to say, for that whole Denver team, they've been through a lot this year, man. And they are a resilient, tough bunch. So I think you ought to stick with Locke because of what they've gone through together. There's a cohesive unit. Get some things fixed next year, and they can be right back in it.
Yeah, they're going the right direction, I think.
Yeah.
I agree. Arizona over Giants 26-7. Arizona is that roller coaster team. 1 week we're talking nothing but high praise and that defense and that offense is so dynamic, and then they play a snoozer, and then the next week today they played. It is just the Giants.
Hold on a minute. If Arizona's a roller coaster team, they're the double loop, and the Giants are the Gemini.
Yeah.
I just dated myself. But
Anybody should know.
You guys know the biggest roller coaster at Cedar Point is the Gemini, right, Keith? Yeah.
Yep, right it every time, buddy.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
But the Giants are the same way. They were on a nice roll. I do believe Jones came back today, if I'm not mistaken. And that really stinks. But Arizona up and down. That game could have went either way.
Giants are. I saw that they're sorry. The Giants are 5-35 when trailing at the half since 2017. I saw that on NFL.com. That's
wow.
Yeah, that's not. Yep.
They have nothing.
They had a real opportunity to try to inch ahead of that terrible NFC East. Which
the NFC East reminds me of. Remember that commercial with the old man in the fishing outfit with the dollar on the fishing pole?
Yeah.
Oh, you gotta get it. Nobody wants to get it.
Yep.
Well, that same fisherman you're going to see in the after the first week of the playoffs with Pittsburgh logo there at the bottom. Oh, you almost had it.
We talking about the NFC East. I ain't got nothing to do with Pittsburgh.
Actually, that NFC East, the Giants are the only team that didn't win today.
Yeah.
The rest of them won today. I mean, it's a week that you can't lose, and throw
They
a
were in
bet
the
out there,
driver's
but
seat. Giants were in the driver's seat.
not no
Mhm.
more. Now it's Washington. Who knew?
Mm.
Who knew? Tennessee back to their old form, 31-10 over Jacksonville. Was it their old form, or is it because they played Jacksonville?
Well, and
No.
obviously it's because they played Jacksonville too.
Yeah.
Derrick Henry ran for over 200 yards today.
Yeah.
It's hard to win when you got somebody doing that. Not only is that yardage, but that just wears you down as a defense. So it's because they play Jacksonville. You got to also probably imagine there's a little egg on the face from last week. They're supposed to be this tough team. They got out tough by the Browns last week, so they were a little ticked off today.
Yeah, I think Henry had something to prove today because he got completely shut down last week. But
yeah, not a guy I want to face in the playoffs again. That's for sure.
all right, next game on the docket, Fish, Dallas over Cincy, 30-7. My sister was just going crazy. Hey, Mike, Dallas won, Dallas won, Dallas won. I just simply looked at her and said they played the Cincinnati Bengals.
Yeah. I mean, I think it was I think the Bengals gave up like 3 fumbles in the first half or something, which resulted in scores. And you do that against any team, you're gonna, that's something. Actually, it's like Dallas shared their game plan with Cincinnati. Let's give up a few fumbles early, start ourselves in a big hole. That's happened in Dallas multiple games this year. It was Elliott and others. So yeah, it's
right.
Yeah. Not much to get excited about, though. But
no, not at all. I got nothing. Next.
Tampa Bay over Minnesota, 26-14. Minnesota stayed strong there for a little while, but I think Tampa Bay was just too much for them. Minnesota's done, right?
Yeah, Minnesota's done for sure.
Yep.
And Tampa Bay is not impressing anybody by any means, but they're doing whatever they have to do to win. I just don't see this as a team that's, going to really go out and beat up on anybody. They're not as exciting as you think they would with the names on that roster.
Yeah, I agree. I don't see them. Some of the tougher teams in the NFC, Seattle, New Orleans. I don't see Tampa Bay getting past them.
Yeah.
Heck, maybe not even Washington. Go ahead.
Yeah, no. Next one, Philly over New Orleans, 24-21. Philly was up 17-0 after the first late into the second quarter.
Oh, wow. Skinner, this one just messes everything up. I mean, you think you know something. Now look what happened. So what do we know? We know that the Saints are vulnerable. We know that somebody named Carson Wentz is out of a job.
Yeah. Is he done? Right. Is he done now? Jalen Hurts comes in and wins that game. Looks good. Is that it for Wentz? So they have the can they bench him on that contract?
You just beat the Saints. After the fans have been clamoring for a change. If you go back to Carson Wentz, they're going to burn the stadium down.
I think in any other city you would go back to that quarterback, but I think in Philly there's no way you can.
Yeah.
No. Jalen Hurts will be playing the rest of the year.
Yeah, without. You didn't just come out and win. You came out and beat the Saints.
Beat the Saints. Right.
Yeah, they'll boo Wentz like Santa Claus.
Yeah.
Maybe from years ago.
I heard he actually put in a request to Santa Claus this year too, Carson Wentz. So we'll hear about that later. Hey, side note, not only did Jalen Hurts win his debut game, but against the number 1 defense.
That's
total
true.
Defense, yeah.
It's hard to believe New Orleans is statistically the number 1 defense in the league.
Yeah.
Because you remember how bad that defense has been the last 4 or 5 years. Even that year they won the Super Bowl, they were mid-level defense at best.
Pittsburgh is better, but whatever.
Yeah. Green Bay over the Lions, 31-24. This game was close. Lions played probably the best game they've played all year and still didn't win it. So
that's Matthew Stafford for you. I'll get you close. I'll give you a good game and I'll get you close. Thank you, Matthew. Thanks for nothing.
Right. Right. I did not catch that. Next game I got on the docket, and here we go in the NFC East again. Washington football team over San Francisco in Frisco, 23-15.
How about them Ohio State boys? OH!
Iowa, baby.
Totally
Yeah.
dominating on both sides of the ball. Haskins comes in, takes over the football game. And on the defense, our boy Chase Young totally dominating with sacks, fumble recoveries, and a fumble recovery for a touchdown, man. Outstanding. Way to represent Ohio State.
Yeah, go ahead, Fish.
I was to say, if you mentioned earlier, does anybody want that? Washington wants that division. It seems they've won 4 in a row.
Yeah.
They've looked really good. They're playing with a lot of energy and excitement. So I would be surprised at this point if Washington did not come out on top.
Yeah, I wouldn't either. And you know what? You're welcome, Washington. You're welcome, because the Pittsburgh Steelers may have given Washington that division.
Oh, by letting them win the game, you mean?
Exactly.
Mhm.
Seriously, no. That win may have propelled Washington forward because it was such a big win psychologically.
Right.
All the smack I had to hear after that loss, I'm sitting here thinking, this team just came off of a 10-day rest, and you just played a team that played 3 games in 12 days, and you think you did something. We just lost Bud Dupree. We lost Spillane, who replaced Bud Dupree, and we lost Bush earlier in the year, and you think you did something? You're welcome.
I got nothing.
Don't shake your head.
I got nothing.
No, you don't. You got nothing.
Thank you very much, Pittsburgh. Thank you.
Hey, we do what we can.
Yeah. I think you missed the Colts and Raiders too.
Yeah,
I think from earlier.
Got that. Yeah, there's
you got that.
More.
Okay.
3 more here, and then we'll go to our first break. We got Seattle over the Jets, 40-3.
Well, Seattle was a little ticked off too.
Yeah, well, they should be. They've gotten their butts handed to them last couple weeks.
Yeah. This isn't like they made a statement today. They played the Jets.
They played the Jets, right. And not much to talk about. Metcalf had another huge day.
Unbelievable catch. See that?
Should he be in a conversation for MVP? Not many wide receivers get that nod in the NFL, but does he deserve at least a mention? Fish?
Yeah.
I mean, sure, at least a mention, but unfortunately, that award is, it's going to go to some quarterback. I mean,
who you got out there? You've got Metcalf. You got Aaron Rodgers from Green Bay.
Yeah.
You got Mahomes, of course, at Kansas City.
I think it's
Snowball's chance. Roethlisberger in Pittsburgh. Derrick Henry, running back, should be in the conversation with this year.
I think Mahomes gets that, and then Roethlisberger gets the comeback.
Yeah,
probably how it goes down.
I agree.
Yeah, I gotcha. The Indy Vegas game, 44-27, Indy over Vegas. I thought for sure Vegas was going to win this one today. I had them picked to win this game, but they just rolled over on Indy. Is that Indy's roller coaster ride of the season as well with them this year?
Well, you visited roller coaster. I can't get a beat on Indy week to week, so I thought Vegas would take this opportunity to spring forward. That whole little cluster, Indy, Vegas, Titans. I don't know what these guys are all about, man. It's hard to get a beat on them. So I just have no comment till it comes down to the wire.
They're that middle tier group that we talked about on our Power 12.
Yeah.
We had them anywhere from 8 to 12, and you could put them in any one of those slots. And it didn't matter which 8, 9, 10, or 11, you weren't wrong.
Yeah.
So,
but coming up in the next segment, one of those middle tier groups, I got moving out of there up into the top echelon. We'll talk about that later.
Yeah, we'll talk about that later. Last game on the docket before the Pittsburgh Buffalo game tonight. And I want to talk about that real quick before we go to break. Chargers 20-17 over Atlanta. Atlanta was winning this game the entire game up until the very end again. Is this a rerun from the beginning of the year? At least they didn't blow a 20-point lead, but they were winning going into the fourth quarter today.
You guys just wasted 20 seconds of my life.
Well, did that victory that maybe saved the Chargers head coach from losing his job? Maybe.
Um,
Yeah, you make a good point, Fish. This time of year for those types of teams, that's what they're playing for. Things like that,
Mhm.
saving a coach's job, saving their own job, auditioning for other teams.
I'm
But
sure they're gonna step back and consider that. Do they have to blow it up and rebuild? I mean, do they trade Ryan? Do they do something with some of their assets to try to rebuild, or is
yeah,
it? Did they have any shot to try to rebuild? I don't know. I think we'll probably start to see a dismantling of Atlanta next
should
year.
have
I think.
traded Ryan a year ago.
Yeah.
yeah, I think he's been there a year too long. I agree.
Yeah.
Well, we got two more games coming up. We got the game tonight. We got Pittsburgh and Buffalo. It should be a good game.
Mhm.
We're going to see a lot out of both teams, I think, this week. Pittsburgh's had a well, not quite a full week of rest.
Right.
We'll see how they bounce back after that loss to Washington. And Buffalo is Buffalo. They're not flashy. They play great defense, and that offense does enough to win. Now they've
Yeah,
had a couple,
and their quarterback is playing outstanding. He doesn't get enough talk about the MVP possibilities.
Yeah.
But I think it's going to be a great game. Skinner, you hit it right on the money. I didn't check, but I was really curious of how Mike Tomlin handled this week after their loss to Washington. Because if he was worth his weight as a coach, he would have said, "Get out of here. I don't want to see you for 3 days." All the practice in the world was not going to do you any good. That team needed rest. You could see it. The first quarter they came out, showed all the talent that they have. They went up 14-0. After that, we have 5 drop balls. Okay. Just lazy, just tired. That team needs a lot of rest. Hopefully they got a lot of rest, and we're going to see the Pittsburgh Steelers that we saw in the middle of the season, what they're about. Are they good enough to hang with the better teams in the NFL? We're going to find out tonight, Jack.
Yeah, we know what the answer is going to be. You know what happened with all those drop balls, Fish? They forgot to put the Velcro on their gloves.
Mm-hmm.
You mean like you have on your shoes?
Yeah, I think tonight you're right. I mean, it's if Steelers win, maybe shut some people up, and they're 11-1, but who have they beat? And then for Buffalo, if they win, it certainly puts them in the conversation of one of the truly elite AFC teams.
Yeah. So last week, Fish, I was watching the show last week, and there was a portion of the show where we talked about the Steelers-Washington game. And I said, Fish, should the Steelers win or lose in a close one, how would you view them? They lost by what, 3? How do you look at Pittsburgh after that game last week?
I don't know. I think tonight is, like you kind of mentioned it here. They've had more time to prepare. The schedule's not moved. They're actually playing a game the night they're supposed to play the game, which hasn't happened. Seems like the last couple of weeks.
That's true.
So yeah, I'll feel different about them tonight if even if they lose by a close one. I'll be a little bit more impressed. But
it's still not a whole lot of rest. I mean, it was Wednesday they played?
Tuesday.
Yeah, Tuesday.
Yeah, normally Monday's the off day. Tuesdays are off day. Monday's taping. Normally Tuesday's an off day, and then they go in on Wednesday for practice. So, yeah, they probably only had Thursday and Friday for game prep, and then Saturday was a walkthrough. So,
yeah,
they are on shorter rest, but they're at least got more than a couple days.
Yeah, I mean, you talk about baptism by fire. If this team, we are in the postseason. Let us get some rest and go into this. I think we're going to be a very dangerous football team because of what we've been through.
Yep.
Especially if we get that first round bye and get some rest. So
the Monday, Skinner, who do we got Monday? Good matchup.
Monday's game is Cleveland and Baltimore.
Did you say Cleveland on Monday Night Football?
Cleveland on a Monday Night Football game against the Baltimore Ravens.
Oh, cool. I can catch that Parcheesi party.
this game earlier in the season when before the Browns made this run, this game really wasn't that hyped. I think with Cleveland's rise and Baltimore's brought back from reality, it's going to be an interesting game. If Baltimore wins, they're going to hear it in Cleveland, not only from the Cleveland fans, but the national media is just going to go to town if they lose to Baltimore tomorrow.
Biggest game in Cleveland's history in the last 5 years, right here.
I agree.
Yeah.
I don't disagree with that. They
Because
have to win this one.
This game propels them up in the AFC North, puts them in a position for that wild card, puts them ahead of anybody pretty much in the save one in the NFC, and it's going to make a statement about who they are. I cannot wait for this football game.
It could help set up Cleveland versus Pittsburgh for the division.
Well,
The way it should be.
You
The
beat
way
me
it
to it.
should be.
What
Yeah.
happens? What happens if Pittsburgh loses tonight and the Browns win tomorrow? There's
Hey.
only one game separating the two.
Mm-hmm.
Skinner, I don't like you, but this would be the greatest thing for us. This would be the best thing for Steeler fans, for Browns fans. We haven't had this much juice in a while. You know what I'm saying?
Well,
Winner takes all. Oh my gosh, I can't wait.
Since
Bring
that
back Turkey Jones. We want Turkey.
we want
Jones
Turkey
tonight.
Jones back. Yes,
Is that his
right.
name? Was it Turkey Jones?
Turkey
Was that the
Joe
guy?
Jones. The name was
Oh, okay.
Turkey Joe Jones. And bring you back because he'd be doing time right now with Myles Garrett.
All right, fellas. That's all the games we got for our first segment. Let's take a break and we'll come back with.
Wait. We got a special guest coming up, don't we?
We do. We're going to come back, sneak peek for those that don't do it. We've got Dinky and Santa Claus.
It is Christmas time.
It is Christmas time.
Santa Claus coming up, folks.
We'll be